Jim Furyk is now 55 and he just had his right hip replaced. The man who grinded through 477 straight PGA Tour events without a withdrawal finally met his match. But this isn't about giving up. This is about a champion who refuses to quit even when his body begs him to stop. In April 2024, doctors cut into Furyk's right hip and gave him a brand new joint. He told reporters his hip had been bothering him for years. The pain was so bad that his back started hurting too. His body was breaking down from the inside out. But here's the thing about Jim Furyk. He's already planning his comeback for late August 2024. The hip surgery explains a lot about his recent struggles. In 22 and 23, Furyk looked like a shadow of himself on the PGA Tour champions. He missed big chunks of the season. He withdrew from the American Family Insurance Championship and the Dominion Energy Charity Classic. When he did play, the results were rough. Just one top 25 finish in 12 starts in 2023. Only one top 10 finish in 22. Furyk admitted he lost a lot of strength on his right side. He tried injections to manage the pain. Nothing worked. His back was screaming because his hip was dying. That's how the human body works. When one part breaks down, everything else has to pick up the slack. But the hip replacement is just the latest chapter in a career full of injuries. Furyk's body has been falling apart piece by piece for over 20 years. It all started with his wrists. Back in 2004, Furyk had to get surgery on his left wrist. Doctors found torn cartilage that had been causing him pain since late 2003. He missed 3 months of competition. For a guy who never missed tournaments, this was huge. He had to skip the Sony Open and the Bay Hill Invitational because the pain was too much. The wrist problems came back in 2015. Furyk was playing the BMW Championship, and when he had to stop after just 6 holes, his left wrist was hurt again. This time it was a bone contusion. The injury was so bad he had to pull out of the Tour Championship too. His streak of 477 straight events without a withdrawal was over. Then came 2016. The wrist still wasn't right, so Furyk went under the knife again. This surgery was different. It kept him out for the early part of the season. He missed the Masters tournament. For a golfer, missing the Masters is like missing Christmas. The pattern was clear. Furyk's body was paying the price for his unique golf swing. That swing made him famous, but it also made him fragile. Jim Furyk's golf swing is unlike anything you've ever seen. People call it ugly. They say it looks like an octopus falling out of a tree. Others compare it to wrestling a snake in a phone booth. But here's what matters. It worked. The swing came from his father, Mike Furyk. Mike was a golf pro who taught his son in a very unusual way. Instead of forcing Jim to swing like everyone else, Mike let him develop his own style. He told Jim to find what felt natural and stick with it. This was revolutionary thinking in the golf world. Mike's philosophy was simple. Don't mess with it if it works. He saw that Jim's weird swing actually felt straight and smooth to Jim himself. If Mike had tried to change it, Jim might have struggled his whole career. Instead, he became one of the most accurate golfers in history. But that swing came with a cost. The way Furyk moves his body puts huge stress on his joints. His backswing is wild and looping. The club goes way outside, then drops dramatically to the inside. His hips rotate faster than almost any other golfer. His left wrist has to control all this chaos and deliver the club perfectly at impact. Think about it. Furyk has made thousands of swings over his career. Each one puts stress on his wrists, his back, and his hips. The forces add up over time. What looks smooth on TV is actually violent on the inside. Golf experts saw this coming years ago. Some warned that Furyk's swing could destroy his back and hips if he wasn't careful. They were right. The man who built his career on precision and repeatability was slowly breaking down his own body. The amazing thing is how long Furyk lasted. He won 17 PGA Tour events. He captured the FedEx Cup in 2010. He had 23 top 10 finishes in major championships. He earned the nickname the Grinder because he never gave up. Furyk's accuracy was legendary. While other golfers chased distance, he focused on hitting fairways and greens. His father was right. Playing from the middle of the fairway was a huge advantage. Furyk might not have hit it the longest, but he rarely missed his target. This approach worked for decades. Furyk won at least one tournament every year from 1998 to 2003. He had 3 wins in 2010 when he was 40 years old. Most golfers are winding down at that age. Furyk was still grinding. The injuries started piling up as he got older. His wrist surgeries in 2004 and 2016 cost him months of competition. The back problems in 2022 and 23 were even worse. He looked uncomfortable on the course. His swing wasn't as smooth. The pain was obvious, but Furyk kept fighting. He worked with physical therapists. He tried different treatments. He used the PGA Tour's mobile therapy trailers before every round. He called his approach, aggressive rehabilitation. He was determined to put the puzzle pieces back together. The hip replacement was supposed to be the solution. Furyk revealed that his back pain was actually caused by his bad hip. Fix the hip, fix the back. It makes sense when you think about how the body works. Everything is connected. Now comes the real test. Can a 55-year-old golfer with a brand new hip still compete at the highest level? Furyk thinks so. He's targeting a return in late August 2024. He's not ready to retire. This is what makes Jim Furyk special. He's not just a great golfer. He's a survivor. His swing might have caused his injuries, but his mind has kept him going. He's turned his limitations into strengths. The golf world has changed a lot since Furyk's prime. Today's players are longer and more athletic. They have better equipment and more advanced training, but they don't have Furyk's grit. Furyk proves that success doesn't always look pretty. His swing was never going to win style points, but it won tournaments. It won money. It won respect. Sometimes the best way forward is your own way, even if it's unconventional. The injuries tell a story about the price of excellence. Furyk pushed his body to its limits for decades. He squeezed every ounce of performance out of his unique swing. The wear and tear was inevitable, but he's not done yet. At 55, with a new hip and a stubborn streak, Jim Furyk is still grinding. He's still planning his next comeback. He's still proving that champions don't quit, they adapt. The hip replacement might be sad in one way. It's a reminder that even the toughest athletes can't beat time forever. But it's also inspiring. It shows that some people refuse to give up, no matter what their bodies tell them. His career highlights a truth about elite sports. The very thing that makes you great can also break you down. Furyk's unique swing was both his greatest asset and his biggest weakness. It gave him accuracy and consistency, but it also gave him decades of wear and tear. The remarkable part is how he adapted. When his wrists hurt, he found ways to manage the pain. When his back ached, he worked with therapists. When his hip failed, he got it replaced. Each setback became a new challenge to overcome. Jim Furyk is now 55, and he's had his share of setbacks. But he's also had an incredible career built on his own terms. His story isn't over yet. The grinder is still grinding. If you respect the grind, hit that like button. Jim Furyk's story isn't over, and neither is ours.